Good evening, everybody. Nance from Star and Flurry coming at you. I hope all are well. This is part two of the first part I think I'm going to post, which has nothing to do with tarot at all. It's just about what I've been doing the last couple of weeks. And this is the follow up with my fall related decks that don't have anything to do with spooky season, because that's a whole separate category that many of us are aware of. I'm not okay, so living in condos for a long time of my life, and then when I was raised in Portland at my childhood home, our home was like up this gigantic driveway and in the dark in the middle of nowhere. Well, we were technically not in the middle of nowhere, but nobody would climb up that hill except the neighbors above us and the neighbors below us. They would come and knock on our door, trick or treat. But Halloween's never been a big deal. But in my current neighborhood, it's a huge deal. And I don't know. I don't know if it's because we're known for our best candy, or we do kind of whack out on decor. Now I'm not. I have a great kind of skull like laden thing that I put out on my front porch with the orange twinklies and stuff like that. But other people do the whole deck out thing. So we are known for our Halloween stuff. And fortunately, I planned on it the first year I was here to make sure I had plenty of candy, and I almost ran out. And then the next year, I souped it up with candy, and at Costco they had these little tubs that you could buy, like 60 of them, little tubs of Play-Doh. So in my big bowl, I put candy in the Play-Doh. Wow, that was a hit. And then the following year, let's see. Okay, so for my first Halloween was 2019, and then enter COVID. So where things dwindled a bit, but I thought, I know people are going to come by, and they just recommended that, if you're going to do this, have a little bowl out there, and just don't answer, just have the bowl outside of candy or whatever. And so I thought, well, okay. So I had some leftover Play-Doh, and then I'd ordered some little rubber ducks, which you can get like 60 of them for like $7. I may be exaggerating, but it's something like that. These little rubber ducks, they're so stinging cute. And so I put those in there too, because we get a lot of little kids who are much more fascinated by colorful things than candy. Back in my day, the colorful thing was candy. But I think in this day and age, it's just not. And so they were very wrapped by the Play-Doh and the ducks. And so I did that the last couple of years. But anyways, the one thing I haven't done for these few years is to dress up myself. I was tempted to last year because I was just kind of getting into tarot, and I thought, ooh, I could do a little tarot thing. And I thought, no. We're talking little kids. They're not going to... No, they're gonna be like, "Don't show me a card. I don't know what that means. What? Don't divine my future." And their parents are gonna walk and go, "Ooh, there's a witch living there." I am not a witch, but I don't want. It's like, let's not put anything out there that just isn't really there. So, and plus, I'm not capable of reading any cards for anybody at this point. Although I did have an epiphany about that, and I may mention it later on. But anyway, so this year, I ordered a felted witch's hat. It's very cool. And a really cool spooky t-shirt. I also have a very spooky dress that I did don last year. And cool lights and things like that in my foyer. And so, yeah, it's going to be a witchy house here this year for the kiddios, and I'm very excited about having them come around because it's such a fun time. But sorry about the tangent. So, anyways, so there's plenty of witchy decks, spooky decks out there, and I wanted to concentrate more on fall decks that I think are fall related. Did I need to turn this more? I don't know. Okay, whatever. And so in my last video, if I did post it, I said that I had 11 decks. Actually, 12. I've added one, which came into my possession. I don't know sorry about the, I don't know who showed this deck. That I saw it somewhere just recently, and I was like, I need that. Well, first of all, any Fournier deck is right in my wheelhouse. Number one, the size is perfect. I don't always, they're not always like the Tarot Familiars. It's an okay deck, but it's not my deck, and that's a spooky deck. I mean, a witchy, Halloween deck, in my opinion. But this one was just the Tarot Cat. Is it called the Tarot Cats? I don't even have a box in front of me. It has been dispelled with, but I think it's just the Tarot Cats. And it's the greatest deck ever. So that's been added to my fall decks because Fournier, like Tarot de Luz, they have several decks that their palette is just this. It's not pastel, but it's not vibrant either. It's like a muted pastel or dark pastel. Muted. I don't even know how to describe it, but I love them. I love the size. I love the cardstock. I love everything about Fournier decks. And generally speaking, most of them are right in my wheelhouse. The only one that wasn't was the Familiars. But this one came into my purview, and I was like, yes, please, I need that. So, without further ado, let's get to our fall decks. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these because I have several to get through, and this is not a walkthrough. All you have to do is chime into Tarot Tube, and I'm also probably, I spend a lot of time in the past listing the decks for everybody's convenience, but it's an arduous task. And so I'm just going to say right out in the front that unless it's a really weird, kind of out there, kind of hard to find deck that isn't Googleable, if that's even a word, I'm not going to list it below, but I'll state the name very clearly as far as I know the name to be, and then you can Google on your own and do your own research. I'm not paid by any of these companies. I'm not a rep for any of them. I am not a influencer by any stretch. I don't have enough followers to be an influencer, which is okay with me because I like my followers just where they're at. But if you want to join in, please do. Please subscribe. Always, as they always say, hit the like button. But, do it. Do you, boo, as they say. Anyways, first deck. And you've seen this a lot floating around, is the Citadel. See if I can get, look at that. Oh my God. So, Citadel, and it comes with a great little chunky book. Pretty good chunky book. And the interior, I don't want to say, oh, it's limited 11. So limited 11, there's beautiful cardstock, obviously, beautiful production, and just incredible, it's just incredible quality all the way around. Oh, let me show the backs. The backs are like this. And the fronts are like this, and they have, I don't know if I can get a lot of the razzle dazzle, but they've got just a little bit of the gold foiling going on. Can I see that? It's absolutely a stunning deck, and I'm having so much fun with it. It's just got it's interesting, in my opinion, interesting prompts, like the Brawler. Where do you see that? What's it say on it? Lack of empathy, confrontation. It's like, what, you getting, what are you doing, a little too much Seven of Swords right now? Stop that. It doesn't help anybody. The Patron, mentor and finances. These are just stunning. The Hound. What is this one? Loyalty, chains, promises. Ooh, so there's a lot of places to go with that. Anyway, so you get the idea. This is just really a cool, what was I gonna say? The weird size of it. It's cut into. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? Is it octagon? Is that what that is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is easy to shuffle because it's just easy to shuffle. So I recommend this to anyone. It's a fun. I think it's kind of on the pricey side. Sorry about that. I don't think it listed on this one. But I can't recommend it more highly. It's just a really cool deck. So that's number 1. And again, these are in no order at all. Number 2, I'm going to bring out, it says indie, well, I don't know if it's an indie deck, but it's a deck I found on Do you ever just cruise Etsy? That's just like, stop it. It's like drugs. You know, you start doing that, and you just suddenly you're doing it every night. You're like, oh, I'm fine. I'm just having a little glass of wine. Ooh, maybe I'll go to Etsy, and it's like your body just lights up. It's like, oh God, I have an addiction. But anyways, I did that the other day, so I try to avoid that unless I'm looking for something specific. I was not looking for anything specific this particular night, but I came upon the Tiny Sparrow Tarot by Nasa Paz. I think I'm Nasa. I'm pronouncing her name right. Available on Etsy. To me, this is a very, very fall deck. First of all, I love it. First of all, okay, can we talk? I've become such a card snob, and I don't mean that in a, I won't play with the deck if it isn't my card stock stuff, but I will tell you that I'm much more inclined to order decks that are linen, that are linen, or linen texture or whatever. I know it's not real linen, but linen texture, because they just shuffle easier, they hold up better. With the exception of the Witch's Garden, which I'm sorry, I just don't think everybody's raving about it, and I guess it's fine. I love the deck. I'm not knocking the deck per se, but it's a sloppy shuffle. I don't know what it is. It's like a muddy shuffle is the only way I can describe it, and chips like crazy. And maybe I just notice it more now. Well, no, I noticed it a lot before I edged it because it chipped on the sides. And so I edged it in a really cool green, and I absolutely love it that way. And it's easy to fix the chips down. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's not the great. I think they need to go back to the drawing board with that. I appreciate that they tried, and I'm so happy that this deck has been so incredibly successful. I think for them, even, albeit the massive misprint. But other than that, I love the deck, and I use it all the time. So I'm seriously not sitting here knocking it, but I was irritated by that. But I have become quite enamored with make playing cards. Superior Smooth, that's just the regular matte finish, and then their linen number something or other. I can't remember what it is. So anyways, I ordered this deck off Make Playing Cards by Nasa, I hope I'm pronouncing it, Nasa Paz. And it, to me, is just a very fall. I'm trying to get this in so we're not too much glare. It's just really cool. Now, the only downside I think some people may have with this deck is it does have people faces in it, and that is usually a turnoff to me. But what I don't mind about it is it's not overly, a lot of the people faces, like, oh God, you all know, who they are. Just over airbrush. They're just so ultra perfect. And these are not that, which I really like. It's not a photographic deck, but it's not overly, the people in it. Like, I love the Six of Swords guy. Look at this, almost the tsunami behind him. But he's just like, yeah, I'm good. We're good. We're getting out of that chop. But he's not, I just have to look at it more closely. He's just not, he's not overly airbrushed. It's not that, and maybe just the treatment they're using on the photographs, I don't know. Eight of Coins, beautiful. Look at that. And I love that the Four of Swords, I say this a lot, but I love that the fact that she doesn't look dead. Thank you. Five of Cups, Forlorn, Six of Coins. Ugh. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my God, this is such a beautiful deck. Anyways, it's called the Tiny Sparrow Tarot. Do it. Get it. Give this girl some love. It's a beautiful deck. I adore it. And it gives me, whenever I'm doing one of my fun things that I like to do is I get on, when people are doing kind of live reads with cards, I get in there and do them with them. And see where my cards lay out with theirs. And the Tiny Sparrow has always been just, first of all, when the Tiny Sparrow cards disagree with the people I'm watching on YouTube, I still believe my Tiny Sparrow. I think it's reading more accurately, in my opinion. Time will tell. As tarot card says, time will tell. But other times it matches. I mean, it's so bizarre. There's so many times when I watch Tarot's Apprentice, where my card, we'll pick out of the 3 cards I throw. I think he still usually does a Celtic cross, but I'll throw 3 sometimes. 3, 4, 5, 6. But it's uncanny how often we have the same, at least 2 of the same cards. Effective cards. Ones that make a point in the reading. So it blows me away. Okay, moving on. No autumnal, autumnal, how do I pronounce that? Deck would be, deck chat would be complete without the Anima Mundi. Because, oh my God, I mean, just the backs alone scream October, November, in my opinion. And the cards themselves, it just have this glorious palette to them. It's always dusk. I could be right, but it's always dusk in the Anima Mundi. And maybe it's because that's when the peeps come out. That's when the enema come out. Anima, not enema. Anima come out. I love it. Love the Ironfoot. Oh my God. This deck, I adore it. I don't use it near as much as I wish I did. This is my Patronus, the squirrel. But, oh my God, the starry skies, that really, it never occurred to me that the reason is this the Emperor? Yes. God, what a beautiful card. It never occurred to me that the deck is based around nighttime and dusk, but that's what it is. They say that one, that's when the interesting things begin to happen. Look at that. Oh my God. Anyway, so beautiful, beautiful deck. Oh, I gotta show the Queen of Pentacles. Oh my God. Hold on. Just look at her. Look at her ears. These guys fly by. They don't fly by. They stroll by my house almost every day, partaking in what I call Nancy's free 24/7 all-you-can-eat buffet out in front of my yard, and they just enjoy it so much. And I can't hate them because they never really destroy anything, and they're just feeding, and they eat a little. They're so sweet. They eat a little and then they move on. There's like, ooh, what's at the next neighbor? It's like trick-or-treaters, except they don't knock on the door. They're just like, what's next? Where's, what are we getting at this house? My neighbors across the street. Oh my God! If I can, I'll try to insert. I don't think I'm that adept to insert a photo here, but I think it was last year, maybe the year before. About this time of year, I see something kind of moving across the street, and I look up. And it's a gigantic buck who has climbed the stairs onto their patio deck. Their what is it? Front porch, which she had just decked out like 2 or 3 days ago with beautiful fall flowers. And that buck was like, thank you, ma'am, and was just chomping at it. And so I sent her a picture, texted her the picture. I said, you had a visitor yesterday. And her answer, which I just loved, rather than being that little jerk, I hate those messages, she wrote back, she goes, oh God, we're so glad he's here. We didn't see him show up last year, and we were very sad, but he's been coming to our house for what seems like 7 or 8 years straight, and we missed him last year. So thank you for sharing this photo with us. And I was like, look at you being so cool about that, just spending all that time with your flowers and then they just get destroyed by this guy, and all you care about is the fact that he showed up. And I just thought that was cool. So, my neighbor Lisa, thank you, Lisa. So this is a new deck to me, still kind of new, and it's called. I have a card when I get rid of. Pardon me. When I get rid of all the paperwork, and then inevitably, because I'm old, I forget the name of the deck, and then I get people say, "What is that deck?" I'm like, I don't freaking know. I now do these little cards. I got these. These are little. I think they're actually just blank playing cards. You can buy them on Amazon or whatever, and then I just do the little label maker thing and stick it in the pocket so I know what it is. So this is so I'll remember eventually. And with this one, I will probably always remember what it is. But first of all, I have to show off this back. Prairie Moon Designs is the one I think who did this. Look at all the pumpkins. tie-dyed pumpkins, and then she includes these 2 ties, which you tie around like this, tied in a bow, and then they're always 2-sided all the way through. And this is all follies. So it's called, I believe, I'll look it up below. Prairie Moon Studios, I think, on Etsy. I just love, she's probably, I'm like, she's probably looks at when I order, so she's like, oh my God, her again? Oh my God. Oh, see, now I have to just shuffle these just because you can hear it. You can hear the beauty in this shuffle. Oh. Blow out. Hold on, let me do it again. Yeah. Gorgeous deck. It's called The Lonely Dreamer. And it comes with a beautiful guidebook, which I actually have elsewhere. But it's not huge, but it's not the size of the deck. It's a little bit bigger. Anyway, so these are the backs. I'm sure, although I haven't heard specifically, but these would absolutely be Garden Goddess approved, because this, I would kill for this rug somewhere in my home. Anyways, and then this deck, Knight of Cups. It's just so, I guess it's just the color palette. My favorite moon card. Look at that face. Oh my God. This is just seriously a gorgeous frickin' deck. And I would absolutely give that, I should go and get the thing. But here's one I'll link down below, because I want to call out the creator. But I adore this deck. Just everything about it. And I'll be honest, I knew it was special. I mean, I always knew it was special. I don't need somebody telling me it was special, because I knew it was special from the get-go. 2 of Wands. Oh my God, look at that. I get so excited by these cards, every single one of them. And each one time I look at them, this is the plus and the minus of getting old is, like, you forget everything. But the plus is that you forget stuff, and then every card is like brand new every time you look at it. It's just like so great. Page of Wands. 9 of Pentacles. Oh my God, gorgeous. Queen of Wands. But anyways, you just see the colors and everything. What I was going to say is I knew it was a special deck when, or I was validated. Let's put it that way. I was so excited a couple of weeks ago to get together with Tamipie, who you all know from her YouTube channel, and Lisa Papez's, I don't know if it's a magical unicorn or just her Facebook page, but she's on there quite a bit. But we found out, or we started our YouTube channels about the same time, and she, through just a series of things, watching her videos and hearing her talk, I realized that her and I kind of lived in the same neck of the woods, not different states, but similar areas. And so I reached out to her. I think I reached out to her. I can't remember. And we got together 3 weeks ago or so, just to spend a day, afternoon together, having the time, or in my opinion, just the best time ever. I don't know a lot of other people who do tarot, so I don't get together with people to do this. I should probably figure out something, but for now, I kind of like doing it as organically as I can through YouTube. Anyway, so we ended up kind of getting together, and she had a lot on her plate in the last couple of months, as anybody who knows her knows. But she was just so sweet and so wonderful, and she was going to be in town when I was blowing through. So, or I don't even think I was blowing through. I think I decided to just go. And, when are you going to be there? And I'll camp and take my little camper and go camp. I used to own a little place in Cleveland, just a little getaway. It was the coolest place ever. It was like a little 600 square feet. But it was my getaway from Seattle when I was working there. So I camped there, and it was great to be kind kind of reacquaint myself with that little town. But anyway, so she was nearby, and so we got together, and halfway we were just chatting. Not it's like we'd known each other forever, bleeding in stories here and there, and this and that, and chit chat about tarot and all this, and then I brought out the Lonely Dreamer, and so we're showing each other decks. And so at one point I said, "God, this is like playing Barbies when we're like 8." She goes, "I know." It was just so much fun, but kind of showing things and talking about it, and doing all this stuff. But anyways, I remember pulling out the Lonely Dreamer because I'd only had it just barely a week. And in many of the decks we were showing each other, she would go, yeah, and she would make comments and this and that. But when we got to the Lonely Dreamer, she was like, oh, look at that. Oh, I mean, there was kind of a change in her demeanor. I think she was really intrigued by it, and it made me feel good that finally, getting some validation on this. It's taken me a long time to figure out the decks that I like, that I feel like I can appreciate, that do a decent job of, I don't know if it's a job or whatever, but the ability to create an image that works with the traditional meanings of the card, but also giving you enough in the card to give you some strong intuitive hits as well. And I trust Tamipie to see that in decks, because all you have to do is follow her on Instagram, and she's amazing. She shows so many, not so much spreads, but just so many. Well, yeah, she shows her spreads that she does, and then what she sort of looking for, what she interprets from them in just short phrases or paragraphs, or sometimes a little poetry in there. But so check out our Instagram as well. I'll link it down below if I can. Well, I know, of course I can. I just have to remember to do it. But anyway, so it made me feel really good that she really loved that deck. That she was like, "Oh, this is cool." I was like, "Yes, it is. Thank you for saying that." So next is an old deck to many people, and so I won't spend a whole lot of time on it. But the Anima. This to me is such. It's all about. Is this upside down? Yes, it is. The only reason I'm because the hangman was right side up. I'm like, well, that can't be right. So yeah, I mean, the whole demeanor of this deck is fall, in my opinion, and I think it's just the palette. And again, this is not a deck I use a lot. I got an original from Anima, and then somewhere along the way I bought the mass market as well. I like the Anima version better, I think, because of the size, but because of the cardstock, it's almost impossible to shuffle and work with. And while the mass market is fine and shuffleable, it's just not as pretty as this one. So I have a dilemma there. But anyways, I absolutely adore. I'm trying really. It's one of my favorite cards. Really hard not. Is this the Two of Pentacles? Yeah. Really hard not to be a Hoover card snob, but I'm turning into one. Sorry, it's just what it is. Anyway, so you're all familiar with this deck. So to me, the Anima has a definite Uber fall vibe. Make sure I start recording. Yes, I am. Okay. Okay, moving along. Not too many decks left. A few decks. I'm going to go a little faster. This one, anybody who knows this deck will say, yes, of course you'll include this deck. And those who don't know it will be, I hope, intrigued and think about ordering it. It's called, well, I'm not here to sell, but I'm just saying. It's called the Magical Nature Tarot. Obviously, I have to have a card in the thing because I keep forgetting the name of it. But it's just a stunning deck. I've showed it before. But it definitely has. I actually got this at the beginning of the summer, and while I loved the deck, it wasn't a summer deck for me in any way, shape, or form. And so it's kind of hung out in its gorgeous Prairie Moon bag, waiting for the fall to arrive, which it is. We are on the heels of it. But I absolutely adore this deck. It's just stunning. I mean, it almost looks as if the pieces of fat, or the pieces of the, how can I say this? That the artwork is like on here, like because of the shadows and whatnot, but it's not. It's a flat printed, it's flat to completely flat printed. But it doesn't detract from the beauty, and it fools me all the time. I mean, it's just, God, I just love this deck. So, beautiful deck. So, the Magical Nature Tarot. One of my fall decks that I've been waiting for some time to pull out and let it do its thing for me in the fall. So, can't wait. In the beautiful Prairie Moon bag. Did I do this one already? No, I'm saving this one for last. Okay, this one I got turned on to by Simon at Herman's Cave. It's called the I have a fidget spinner, which I don't use all that much, but I used it a lot when I was caring for my dad, because it was just apparently something I needed to do. But it's my favorite one. Got this. Okay, but anyway, somehow it started spinning, and I was like distracted. So, anyways, this is called the Urban Incantations Tarot. And it is by Leonard Jim Marquez or Marquez Narcissos. I'm going to just hold the thing up so you can kind of take a screen, if I can get it without, what am I doing? Without the computer, so you can kind of take a screenshot if you want. So this one, again, is one I haven't worked with that much, so I can't comment on the deck in terms of its readability. These are the backs. But it has definitely got fall vibes, and I love it. Queen of Cups, Three of Cups. Just some really intricate, fun, dark. Not dark in an evil way, just dark in a dark way, you know? And it's just, I love it. And Up is coming, one of my favorite cards. Because I was in the restaurant business for a really long time, and Knight of Cups is just, this is just perfect. Such a player. Many bartenders in my time. Fortunately, I didn't fall in love with many of them because, you know, I know how they are. I'm not giving you guys a bad name, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, yeah, beautiful deck, and I highly recommend it if you like this kind of. It's a kind of a foreboding, but not in a bad way. It's just, you know, for those, I was a night person. Need a sip. I mean, my entire life I've been a night owl. The only time I could get any studying done in college was when everybody else went to bed. So I was, you know, I usually never saw the pillow until about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then when I went off to work afterwards, you know, same thing. I was just, you know, I come alive at 4 o'clock. I'm ready to go. 4 p.m. and then, you know, and then play after 1 o'clock. So so to me, that's what this deck is kind of about. It's very nighttime driven. But to me, that's also autumn. It's, you know, the loss of light and that type of thing. So, the next one, next to last, we're almost there. Next to last is the magical, is it the Magical Forest Tarot? Magical something. I don't have a card. I should know what it is. But you'll all know this deck. I think it's the Magical Forest Tarot. I adore this deck. And I pair it with the Nirvana Oracle. No, wait. I'm sorry. Stop. With the, oh no, I can't remember the name of it. The Illuminated Oracle. I'll link it down below if I think about it. I don't have it handy, but it's just such a great pairing. But this deck has just... Now, I fell in love with this during the summer. So, I can't say it's not a summer deck too, or any kind of deck, but it to me is just, it's coming into its own right now. Look at his eyes. Oh my god. I freaking love this deck. I got turned on to this by Lisa Papez because she was going on and on about the paws that come out on the aces. And the minute I saw that, I was like, I have to have this deck. And I have enjoyed it immensely. And when I found this beautiful pairing, I think it was the Illuminated Oracle, or I'll note it down below, as the pairing with this deck. It's just, oh god. I want to find the paw. I don't know if we can. This is one of my faves. Who is he? Queen of Cups. She. And this is also one of my favorite. Six of Cups. Or I mean Six of Swords. Temperance. Lamb. Blending. So here's the wands. I think this is a frog or a lizard. I don't know what his hands are. I want to find the oh, don't you love it when people start scrolling through their decks trying to find that one card that's gonna prove their point. And I gotta oh god, I gotta show this to Judgment. Is this Judgment? Yeah. Oh, but look at those eyes. Oh my god. Oh. I swear to God, I can find this. Bear with. Coming up, coming up. It's gotta come here at some point. I love this card. Oh my God. Ace of Pentacles. I believe it's Foxes. Is the suit. I have to find a pentacle to see if that I'm giving you the right. Yeah. Fox. Which guy is this? Who is this guy? Oh, Four of Pentacles. Sorry. Four of Pentacles. But oh my God, can you believe that? Oh, I lost him again. Anyways, favorite card ever. Okay, so Tarot, the Magical Force. Absolutely one of my favorite decks ever. Okay, and so, last but not least, brand new to the Nance Star and Flurry collection is one that I saw on, see, I have all these others. Oh my God. The Darkness of Light. Yes. Fall deck. The, oh, what is this? Reese Marin. Pensive Path Tarot. I can't not show this. This is a gorgeous deck too. And very fall-like, in my opinion. Okay, I'm running out of room here. I just adore this deck. And really, I think to me, fall decks are all about just the palette of the deck. This is one of my favorite Empress cards. It's just like, I am so done. Being fruitful, being everything, nurturing, everything wears me out. There it is. Anyways, oh God, gorgeous. Yeah, so Pensive Path, Reese Marin, absolutely gorgeous deck. And very, to me, very fall. Oh God, look at that, the Ace of Pentacles. Very fall-like. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So that's one. Let me put this all back. I didn't show the Darkness of Light, and I'll dig it out because I should. Where are we at time-wise? Oh my God, almost 40 minutes. Sorry, guys. Maybe somebody's working out to this. That would be a good thing. Oh, that's supposed to go there. Okay, so I'm going to show one more or two more. God, times. Sorry. Okay, the Darkness of Light. You all seen this a million times. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But backs, beautiful, beautiful. And I think I had said early on that this deck was very foreboding, very forlorn, very dark to me until somebody said, look for the light. And that turned it around. Turned this deck completely around for me. And I adore it. And I use it all the time. Its reads are clear and concise. It's not a mean deck. It's very clear. It's very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not a hug deck. It's just, here you go. Here's the reality, dear. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh. Look for the light. Gorgeous. Anyway, so yeah. Darkness, is it light? Lightness of dark, darkness of light. Gorgeous. So one that I didn't mean to, this one's just been in and out of my mentions, or actually more out than in, I guess. But it's actually, I love this deck. If I can figure out why it's all weird. But it's called the, let's not lose anything. Sorry. It's called the, Wheel of Fortune Tarot. You've probably all seen this. There's nothing right on the thing that tells me. Oh wait, here we go. Designed and printed by. No names. Just wheeloffortune.com. If you're interested in this deck, check that out. But it's a really stunning deck and very coppery. It's a copper and good copper gilding. It's got such an interesting art. And again, that kind of muted color palette where everything seems to be kind of happening either at sunrise or sunset. This one not so much, but oh god, it's just, yes. And again, I hesitate to call these dark decks, but they're moody and they're fall-like. I love the art in this. The Seven of Swords, the Fool, arms wide open, Nine of Pentacles. Anyways, gorgeous, gorgeous deck. Five of Wands. Keep thinking again, I passed by some of these, but they're just so cool. I mean, just really. Devil. I love the Devil. And the Hermit. So, it's called the Wheel of Fortune Tarot. And the cardstock is to die for. Not linen, but it's a gorgeous, flexible mat. I don't even know how to describe it. But it's happy. Okay, and so last but not least, we're at the end finally. Brand new deck to me, and I adore it. It's a Fournier deck. It's called the Tarot of Cats. The Cat Tarot. Is that right? Tarot Cats by Anna, I don't know if it's Anna Juan or Anna Juan. Here's a little guidebook. It opens. This definitely falls under the little white book category. It's several different. But it does give you meanings. It gives you some interesting spreads. Backs I can live without, but that's okay. But the cards themselves, oh my freaking god. Oh, and I should show you the comparison. That's what I love about Fournier decks, is that they're a little sharp. Trying to get it lined up here. So, thinner and short. But they're still a fine size. They're not like the super mini decks, which are almost impossible to shuffle. But these freaking images kill me. Ace of Cups. The cats are just Nine of Pentacles. Eight of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. The faces on these guys. Now, this is nothing. What is it? Is it the squid cake? One of the redeeming qualities of the squid cake, I think it's called the squid cake Marseille, is if you look, the image is quite simple and everything, but the faces are so expressive, and that is I've lived with many a cat in my time, and a lot of these are now, while these are not just all, these are not cat-like so much. I mean, what am I trying to say? They're not like your little kitty at home. It's not that kind of thing. But so many of their faces are so expressive, and you're like, oh, yeah, been there, seen that, done that, know that. But these 48 decks, I just love the art. What is that, the King of Cups? Nine of Swords. Temperance. I love the butterfly wings on them. Oh my God. Queen of Cups. Look at her. Oh my God. Two of Pentacles. Look at that face. So, yeah. This is a great, awesome deck, and I am having so much fun using it. So, those, my friends, we're done, are my fall decks for 2023. And I hope you enjoyed this little mini walkthroughs on these, and I hope everybody is well and feeling good and healthy, and looking forward to the fall season and a spooky season, and oh my God, the holiday season coming up. Anyways, bless you all, and we'll talk to you soon. Star and Flurry out.